Once again, Star Trek Strange New Worlds shatters expectations, spinning the wheel of genre into uncharted territory. A documentary-style episode? The latest promo images hint at something bold, and we're diving in. Hey everyone, I'm Nick, and welcome back to Sci-Finatics. Well, today we're talking about episode 7 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3, which is entitled, What is Starfleet? We've got a bunch of promo preview images to have a look at today for this latest episode of the show. And I predict that this episode might be a bit of a documentary episode. We know that Bilodeau has been flying around with his little drone since the start of the season, capturing things that are going on board the Enterprise. So I feel like maybe this episode we get to see his finished documentary in terms of what it is. What is Starfleet? Meeting our crew in a more mockumentary style episode. Is this episode going to be like something like The Office, Modern Family, Parks and Recreation, Summer Heights High, Arrested Development? You name it. There's been plenty of shows on TV that have captured that documentary style. And I feel like maybe this is one of those episodes for this show. So let's take a look at some of these promo photos for the episode and see what it's got to offer. Well, for starters, it looks like we have the big dinner party scenario going on in Pike's quarters. As we've seen in a few episodes before, Pike loves to cook. He likes to put on the big spread and have the crew around to his quarters for a bit of a dinner party. And in the show, we've obviously got Pike and Batel, Latta, and number 1 there, all toasting. Everyone's toasting, having glasses of red wine. We've got lots of food in the background and everything there. Pike's been hard at work slaving over the kitchen to get dinner prepped for everybody in this episode. It's a bit more of an intimate setting for this show. It feels like maybe we're going to be getting some really heartfelt family moments here around the table at Pike's quarters. Here's another shot in the same space. Latta looking a little bit softer than she normally looks. She's got her hair down there, looking very pretty. She normally wears her hair very tightly wound back in those very tight braids. Very serious, no-nonsense vibe. But she seems a little friendly, a little soft in this episode. Maybe what's going on with Spock and her has mellowed her out a little bit. We've also got Chapel, Ortegas, Ortegas, and Uhura there, as well as Mbenga and Spock and everything in the background as well. I love the fact that on the table here in this shot, not only do we have the very yummy looking roast pork and everything there on the table as the main dish for the dinner, but we've also got a plate of these colourful cubes. And this is going back to like the TOS episodes. I think it was like Journey to Babel or something, where they had like a diplomatic event on board the Enterprise, and they had some Tellarites and stuff on board and everything. And space food in Star Trek has always looked like these weird colourful cubes of stuff. So I love the fact that we've got the traditional pork roast, but we've also got coloured cubes of food as well. Which, yeah, it goes back to many episodes where space food didn't look particularly appetizing. Here's a shot of Uhura, Ortegas, and Erica all sitting at the table there, drinking red wine, having a few laughs. Uhura's got her hair a little bit different this week. I think this is the maybe second or third different hairstyle that she's gone with this season. She's got it a bit more pulled back. Got a lot of toasts going on in this episode. Mbenga here with Batel. Batel's looking quite happy. She's looking healthy. She's not having one of her little Gorn-inspired moments just yet, but maybe that could all change. It looks like they're having a good old dinner party here at Pike's. Here's a shot of Pike and Latta and Spock. Latta and Spock having a bit of a toast. There's a bit of a look there, little dynamics from their dance lessons and everything over the previous episodes have been progressing okay. It seems like these two are getting along okay. And yeah, as I said before, Latta looking lovely and a bit more softer look for her with the hair down. Here's Pike prepping dinner, it would look like. This probably assumed moment would come before the dinner party. So he's in his quarters there, madly chopping up some celery and some carrots and some mixed veggies and everything for the crew. Pike's dinner parties always look like a fun place to be. And he also looks like he's decent chef as well, so you'd be getting nice food and good company as well. Here's a shot of Ortegas at the helm. This is probably, if I had to guess, part of the overlay or B-roll footage for maybe Beato's documentary. If he's doing a little bit of a focus piece on each of the crew and so forth. That would be my guess. Here's a headshot of Pike. Again, this is going to be a little bit more of maybe a character study episode if we are doing a little bit of a documentary style character piece on each of the crew and their day-to-day activities and so forth. A shot of Uhura here at comms. Again, I think if I had to guess, we're probably going to be following around different crew members, chatting about their day-to-day, what life is like on board the Enterprise as part of Beato's documentary. Here's a shot of the bridge. Mitchell's not at work on this one. We've got a different ops officer here, and they're in orbit of a planet, it would appear. We've got a lot of display there in the background, but there's no text that is really readable. It's all a little bit too blurry to make out the characters, but there's some target on one part of the planet there, so it'll be interesting to see what planet they're in orbit of. Here's Lan at tactical. Here's a little bit more typical in this shot. She hasn't let it down for the dinner party as of yet. She's got the tightly pulled back hairstyle with the braids and so forth that we're more used to. And here's a shot of Battelle with some other crew members from the Enterprise in the background there. Battelle's in casual clothes, whereas our other officers are in uniform, and Battelle looks a little bit concerned. The lighting is like a bit more of a sunset style look here, but the expression on her face doesn't look particularly happy. She's very concerned about something. So whatever they're looking at in this very pleasant afternoon golden hour lighting, it's got her a little bit worried. So it'll be interesting to see what, in fact, we're going to be getting in this episode, whether it's just going to be documentary style or whether it's going to be a bit more of a story as an A story and we get documentary stuff as a B story. So it will depend on what footage Beato's been capturing over the course of the season and how he's edited it together in terms of whether it's just going to be all one story for this episode or whether we're going to be getting a little bit of a mix of creative narrative and documentary style. In a previously aired trailer for Strange New World Season 3, we saw these headshots of Pike, Spock and Benga, other cast members here as almost like profile images or whatever. So I'm guessing these shots are probably like the introduction or something to Beato's documentary, where we kind of get a little bit of a character profile of each member of the Enterprise crew and what their day-to-day duties, activities, social life and everything consists of. What do you guys think? Are you excited for this episode 7? What is Starfleet of Star Trek Strange New World Season 3? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. We'll get chatting about that. Check out my merch in the merch store. Links in the description for a lot of cool hoodies, mugs, caps, stickers, everything like that. Very reasonable prices and help support the channel at the same time. I'll be back on Thursday for my review for this episode. I'll catch you guys then.